everybody, and welcome. Welcome, welcome. And welcome back, Terri Suzuki from Kigaru Spiritual Journeys. Always
Hi,
love having
Allie.
you, my dear. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much. So, we've got some intense energies coming in because tonight's a full moon, I believe.
Yeah, I looked pretty full last night.
Uh-huh. It's is it a little bit dark in your neck of the woods today? It's darker than normal.
Yes,
Yeah. We've had
it's a
such
little
beautiful weather.
overcast, not
Uh-huh.
as sunny, a little bit
Uh-huh.
colder, which is kind of nice because after I'm off this, I'm going to continue paving a path. So it would
Oh,
be
well, good
nice
for
to
you. Okay.
pave, lift the pavers without being too hot. So
Yeah. No, I totally understand. We have had the best sunshine for the last 2 weeks or more. I mean, it's been
yeah,
at least since the 4th of July that
right.
before that
Isn't
even,
it?
I think.
Isn't I heard, but I didn't hear the whole news report. Isn't this a record for Seattle for days above 80 in consecutive?
Yes, yes,
Ah,
I think you're right, and the thing is that it in my neck of the woods, I'm in the woods, so I'm getting a breeze, the trees are all and
mhm.
so for me, it hasn't been obnoxiously hot, it's been really, really nice, but
Yeah.
if you're working outside, it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my yard is like a forest too, so it's
Oh,
always kind of pleasant and but
yeah,
it,
yeah, but, I mean, it's the 21st of July, for heaven's sake.
I know.
Where did the mo where this time is just it's not, next thing you know, you'll be on your way to Japan. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. It's fast, moving
It
fast.
does, it does, it's moving really fast. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I wanna welcome Juanita right away this morning, Claire Griffiths, and Anya's here, Karen Doyle, Create Love. Oh, you have a first name there, Diana, Create Love. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Neva's here, Jen Bowles, and Thunder and Lightning in Oregon. Oh, all right. You gotta, Anya's gonna haul all the rocks outside later. Oh, you mean to sit under the full moon? There you go, girl. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
good
gonna
idea.
do that too. I usually forget to do that, but I'm gonna
Me
do that.
too. We could make moon water too. Have you ever made moon water?
I've never made moon water.
Me either, but it might be fun. So, hi, Rush. Hi, Connie. Jen says it's been 80 and sunny for 5 days. It's been raining so much for weeks here in Wisconsin. Well, I'm glad you're getting the sunshine because this is your summer to shine, girlfriend. So
Yeah.
that's well, thank you, Claire. That's so nice of you. 101, Karen, for the next 5 to 6 days. Oh my. Hi, Akila. Always nice to see you, my dear. The moon last night in Oregon was orange.
Ooh,
Ooh,
how pretty.
how lovely. Yeah. So yeah, I had a very interesting show last night. It was political mostly, but we had a lot. Helen, I always enjoy working with Helen, and I was telling her about a book that I'm reading. I've been telling everybody about it because it's so cool. It's called Alternative Realities of the Self. And as
Oh,
soon as I get through it, I want to bring it to talk about it because it's so fascinating how you can, it has to do with reality creation, but it's not the law of attraction. It's a little different than that. So it's really,
interesting.
yeah,
It
yeah,
sounds interesting. I,
yeah.
I was talking with a friend last night about those about time, space, and dimensional lives that we might be living at the same time. And it's just, it's hard to wrap your mind around that sort of thing. We were just discussing the possibilities. So,
Yeah, discussing possibilities is okay, right?
yes.
Uh-huh. Claire, it's really merry mixed weather in the UK. I think I remember Terry Renner telling me that because she just came back from being with her brother over there in London for several weeks.
Mhm.
And poor thing, I'm hearing this more and more that when people come back from or go to somewhere, they end up with the dreaded COVID.
Oh,
And so my best suggestion to people is when you're on an airplane, you are I mean, if somebody has a sniffle, you could get it. So I
Right.
recommend wearing a mask. I really do. I mean, it may not take care of everything, but it might mitigate some of it. So yeah. So hello, Suzanne Grigsby. Nice to see you. Tanita, it's nice to see you. It's not I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you've been well. Um, yeah, happy full moon. Happy full moon. So go ahead and put some. Oh, good. You got it. Your reading in there, Tanita. Okay. Put your questions in. If you're looking to remember, Terri can do Akashic records, but
Yes.
you need to know. Um, you can ask the Akashic records masters anything, can't you?
Right. And pretty much anything. So
Anything.
what
Okay.
I'll do before we get really
Yeah.
rolling here is
Uh huh.
I will say a prayer of protection. I will say the key
Okay.
to open everybody's records if they want them opened. If you don't particularly want yours opened, you don't have to agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
even if I forget at the end of the show, I will close them right afterwards. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I find it's helpful now for me to read in all modes, to read as a
Yeah.
psychic, as a medium, and as an Akashic record reader. They're blending more and more for me,
Uh huh.
and it's really interesting. So just so people know, most people when they think the Akashic records, they think about our past lives, our lives in
Right.
on other worlds, things like that, and uh, I have actually always been able to read that sort of thing, even before
Mm-hmm.
I could read my own Akashic records or anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I find exciting about the Akashic records is asking questions about this life now. That
Right.
that's way
Yeah.
more exciting. Like
Sure. Sure.
like
Yeah.
well, if anyone wants to, they might say, "Am I on the right path?" Of course, you're all on the right path.
You're all on the right path.
Don't bother me
You're
with
all
that
doing
question.
well.
You're all on the right path. Your guides will direct you back to the path
Right.
if you stray. But it's nice to know, like, what things are holding me back. Uh,
Yeah.
what, what, what can I expect? You can't ask. There are some things they don't care about. They don't care about how much money you make, where you live, or who you love. They don't care about any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with those is, of course, that's what we care about, though. We would like to know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way you do that in the Akashic Records is you ask an oblique question, like, let's say you're worried you might have to divorce your spouse and you want to be a little bit more sure. So the question would be not should I get a divorce, but it would be, have I learned all I came to learn with this person?
Ah,
You know, you
yes.
ask it obliquely,
Yeah.
sideways a little bit.
Right.
You know,
Right.
well,
And it
how
is important how you frame your question because that's how the answer will come. So yes.
right. And
Yeah.
that's another good point you make there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is that if you want a general answer, if so when people
Mm-hmm.
come in and say, "Oh, I'd like a general reading," that's great. If you don't know what to ask, that's good,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to get a
Mm-hmm.
general answer. So
Mm-hmm.
the more specific you are, the more specific your answer will be. So
I love it. The other thing is if you are asking from a medium question from someone on the other side, make sure you tell us your relationship to them, husband, father, grandfather, and their first name.
right,
And of course, you can have women as well as men. I wasn't trying to
right,
be
yeah,
discriminatory here,
yeah.
but yeah. So
It
yeah,
it just speeds up the process.
it does.
Since we're
It does.
here, you wouldn't want me sitting 15 minutes trying to get their name and relationship. So
Yeah, that would be a little bit hard. So yeah, okay, sounds good. We've already got about 11 people, so I'm gonna leave it at that for right now. Let Terri do her thing, and then we'll get started.
okay, so I'm going to really quick just say the prayer of protection and then the key. When I say the key, it would be the most helpful for you to put your attention around your crown chakra. So, kind of around your head. Um, don't be surprised if you feel nothing, that's fine. but you may feel tingles, heaviness, heat, because the Akashic records kind of hang out in your quantum field. And
Uh-huh.
at least for me, it's very, very physical. I
Okay.
feel these things when you're in it. So I just don't want anyone to be surprised if that happens to them. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
here's a pair of protection. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We connect ourselves to Metatron's grid of opalescent light that more firmly connects us to our higher self. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us as we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Okay, now's the time to take a few deep breaths, put your attention near your crown chakra. And if you don't want your records open, that's fine. You don't have to participate in this part, but I'm going to open it just in case we need to ask. We open ourselves to the light. And with this light, we open ourselves to our truth. And with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose. And with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so, the people watching this live and the people watching on the replay are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them at this moment. I have to repeat that silently a moment. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of the people watching live and the people watching on the replay that want their records open to receive the record of their soul. Okay, we are ready. We are
We are
ready to
ready to
rock and
go.
roll here.
All righty. Sounds wonderful. I do want to welcome the people that just came in and let you know that we appreciate you being here. The shows are a little sparse on the weekends now because it's summer, and that's okay. So we appreciate you taking your time today to be here if you're here today. All right. So I got yours, Mary, and I got Jazz, and I'm going to close the questions at this point because we've got enough questions for today. By the way, if you have a desire to sort of know what's going on, but you didn't get a chance to ask a question, listen to the messages that are being said to the others. Oftentimes, we can tag into their message because it so resonates with us. And it happens to me every time. So
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I find that sometimes when I'm reading, angels will show up and want to do a healing, and you
Mhm.
can claim that healing too, or you can claim these things for yourself too if it's something that you really want. And I
Yep.
noticed that Suzanne's getting a little dizzy. That's pretty normal.
Get some water,
Renee's
Suzanne.
head got hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that
All right. So we have Dad Vinesh, Vinesh, and boyfriend Ricardo. Those are the two names of the people that Tanita would love to hear from.
Dad Vinesh
Mhm.
and Ricardo. I've read on Ricardo before.
Mhm.
I like Ricardo. Okay. Oh, it's only 6 months since Vinesh moved on. Okay. So Vinesh
Mm.
and Ricardo, it would be really lovely if you'd both come forward and give Tanita a message. Okay, so I have them both here. It looks to me like they're walking together in a field of high grass, and it I don't know if they liked each other in life, but they do look like they appreciate each other over there. Your dad kind of has his arm over Ricardo's shoulder. Um, and it may be that he just really likes the help of Ricardo as he's getting used to being over there. He probably appreciated his presence already. Okay. So what can what little bit more is there anything you'd like to tell Tanita, or any more evidence you'd like to show me? Okay, your dad suddenly held up a truck, like a toy truck, but a fairly big one, like a Tonka truck. Those really heavy. When I was a kid, these big metal trucks that should one of your brothers and sisters whack you with it, it would hurt a lot.
It could.
But he's holding it up. He's suddenly holding this up like he's offering it as some sort of evidence that either, I don't know, maybe you had a truck or he had a truck like this. There's something about this truck. So, okay. So what is the message for Tanita? Okay, your dad is coming forward more, and he's saying, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that you believe that that you've been asking to have, I've been reading Ricardo a couple times. His brother works for trucking. So maybe he's saying hi to his brother. I don't know, but he's holding up that truck.
Uh-huh. It's fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's saying, you helped him pave the way. He's saying for an easy download. He's calling his arrival over there like a download. And he's saying, that because that Ricardo was there to greet him, because that you believe so strongly and that you keep wanting messages from Ricardo, that it somehow paved the way for Ricardo to really be able to reach out and help your dad. So he is very happy about that. In fact, he feels like to me like he's putting blessings on you, like he's blessing you for doing that. Ricardo, do you have anything else? Oh, Ricardo just whips out flowers. He's like had flowers behind his back, a whole bouquet. Like she knows my heart. She knows how much I loved her. She knows how much I've grown over here and improved, and love interacting with her soul, because even though you're here, they can interact with you. Okay, well, I think that's the messages we got, but they're just over there. They're very happy. They're very they're giving you a lot of credit for helping your dad. So.
Wow, how beautiful. My card that I got was from both the men. I'm thinking it's you and Ricardo because it says love, but of course it could be you and your daddy too. And so they're just telling you unconditional and everlasting love. They just, want you to know that they are always with you, but they recognize that you feel that, I guess, empty arms. That's what I get, empty arms. But they said, make sure that you ground yourself. I want you to see what this is here. It's the Merkaba. And what it is if you take a pyramid and then overlay it with an inverted pyramid. And what Terri was talking about when she first was doing her, saying that the guides and everything, they reside I think we have a Merkaba, and they reside in that Merkaba, which is around us. And it activates by light and the chakra system. And it's so beautiful. They say, make sure you take time to ground yourself. Sometimes we spend too much time in our heads. So we have to go outside. We have to try to keep grounded and also elevated at the same time. And they said, you are growing spiritually. Make sure you trust the process. And the gentleman, Dad, and Ricardo are saying, we got your back. We
Mm,
have you. We're here with you. We're watching you. We're part of your life in the way that it's unfolding.
right.
So, how beautiful. How
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you, Tanita. It's always nice to see you, my dear. And
Yes.
hello to those who came in, including Michelle, Astrological Tarot. And I see Carl Hees is here. And so they're saying, are there any messages about your work? You're struggling at work. I think that's why they said to ground yourself,
Right.
if that makes any
You know,
sense.
I I I didn't ask them about this, but I kind of tapped in a little bit, but I'm giving gonna give you a fairly disappointing message on that, but because they had somehow talked to me about this before, like when I was meditating to get ready, that
Oh,
this is about, you get to make these decisions. There's no wrong decision. And
mhm,
the only other thing they said, the other side said, not your dad and brother, is that always choose what takes you closer to your goal. If your overarching goal is to help people or to work in a certain field, always take the path that moves you a little closer to that field. So,
mm,
um,
mhm,
and if you're having trouble with people, they're saying always send out love. Remember, it's just an illusion that we're all separate. And so it's
right.
better to just tap into the love and send them love. The other thing they told me, now this is just what they told me, so I'm going to pass it on just in case, because this is so helpful. When I had a annoying boss, a really bad boss, what they told me is, why are you complaining? They're saying, because you chose that. You set this up that they would piss you off right about then, because you're supposed to learn something. There's a
Right.
lesson you signed up to learn. And
Yeah.
so basically from that, what I realized is, so when they're starting to really annoy you and there doesn't seem to be any good reason for it, it usually means you're supposed to be learning a lesson. So what I try to do now is, if I'm in that situation, rather
Mhm.
than complain and stew in it, I'm like, okay, what's the lesson? Let me look around.
Yeah.
Guys, tell me what the lesson is. I try to learn it really fast so I
There
can
you go.
over that.
Yeah.
So
I
do that.
love that. And many times we go through this horrendous experience, not just at work, but in life, and something bad. And we say, oh my God, I learned from that one. But we really didn't, because we get it back again. It's like me with my roof. I got through all that, but now I got a kitchen that's all exploded. So yeah, what's that
Yeah.
for? And mostly I think it's my leak. It could be leaking energy, but in my case, it's leaking water, because it was water there and it's water there. Yeah, it's
Whoa.
something to do with water. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's emotions as well, isn't it? I
Right.
mean, yeah,
That could be.
yeah. There
You
you
also
go.
probably have a
So
leak somewhere destroying
it's
things.
probably the people around you teaching a lesson. Not so much my boss. He's good. Well, good. I'm glad you have a good boss.
Right.
There
I,
you go.
I'm just
Yeah.
using the
She's using that
example. For me,
example.
it was my boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you've got a good boss, then you've got gold. That's the way. You're
Yes.
welcome, Tanita. Much love to you, dear. All right. So Miss Neva would love a reading from now till mid-August for love.
Okay. For love. Okay. Okay. My heart to Libra's heart. Use this heart to my heart. I asked the angel Amore to come in. We would like a love reading for Libra. So from now to the middle
Driving
of
down the
August.
freeway of
Yeah.
love in a pink Cadillac.
So what's Libra's love life look like right now? So Their message is try to stop being so anxious and just let it happen. Try to go with the flow and don't have so many expectations right now.
Mm.
The way they're showing me this is like you enjoying the summertime. And I don't know exactly where you live in the world, and summer could be ultra hot or ultra cold or whatever, but they're saying that to enjoy this, to take that quintessential summertime where everything kind of is easy, the weather's nice, you go out, you have these little parties, you flirt with people. They're just like, please relax into this. Relax into this. Let it come what may. So I would say, based on this, that they are inviting you to join the flow. Join the flow, and you will get much farther ahead in your love life. So
Mm. Wow, I like that. Yeah, don't worry so much. Don't worry. Be happy. You don't have to do anything impressive for this male because it's a sealed deal.
oh,
I get that he loves you and you can be in your pajamas, you can be no makeup, not that I don't even wear it, so, but you know what I'm saying. You could have dirty hair. It's like it doesn't really matter because you've sealed this deal. This conclusion is reached. You love each other and he loves you unconditionally. And then I get healing coming in for you. And it says to expect miracles. And so I really do believe that they wanted to make sure you got this. And if you look, you'll see there's an angel here and there's an angel here, and it's all connected to a bigger angel behind the angels. So you've got the angels on your side. This may have to do with the skin, right? And they're saying expect miracles because they're coming for you. So they wanted me to make sure that I told you this, but you needed to also know this. So
as you were pulling up your cards, I kind of double checked in because I invited the angel Amore, which is
oh yeah.
over the dominion of love, and I kind of ignored him. And so I looked back, and like he does a thumbs up, like, yep, it's good. It's good to go. So.
Yep. And she fell asleep in her chair, which is perfectly fine, Neva. It's the message is still here and you can still get it.
Yes.
You're welcome,
Yes.
honey.
You
Hi,
can watch
Leah.
the replay.
Uh-huh. Yep. There you go. So here's a Akashic Records one for Karen.
Karen Doyle. Okay. So I'm going to greet my Akashic Records masters. Hi, dear Akashic Records masters. Would you please introduce me to Karen's Akashic masters?
Mm.
Oh, well, your team is very interesting. I see 3. They have a very cultural bent to them. One of them looks like he's wearing a Greek costume. The men used to wear the skirts and the fancy
Yes.
shoes, and
Uh-huh.
one looks like that. The other
Like
one,
a gladiator. Mm.
not so much gladiator like.
Okay.
That's interesting. You're very culturally connected somehow. Somehow this is an important thing. Okay. So, dear Akashic Records Masters, would you please speak in just one voice and give Karen Doyle a message that will help her in this life?
Mm.
So they often are very formal with me. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not, but they're kind of like, dear daughter, we're so happy that you are now talking to us, that you have entered into this flow of talking.
Mhm.
And they're showing me kind of your path, and they're like, your path is good. Your they're just showing me that you're on the right path. You're doing all the right things. Oh, now this is interesting though. But they're also showing me that in a little bit here, your path looks like you took one of those kids slides that swirls around. You have a little swirly thing coming up. Okay,
Ah,
tell me a little bit more about this swirly thing coming up. What's happening with Karen here? Okay, so
oh,
there's some growth in your path that is going to challenge your inner beliefs a little bit. Oh,
mhm.
she wants it in relation to son Zach. Well,
Sorry, I
actually,
just saw that later. I apologize, Terry.
so I have to keep reading what I'm reading right now,
That's okay.
and then maybe I'll take a look at that, but that's going to be a lot harder.
Okay.
Um, okay, swirly thing coming up where it's going to challenge your beliefs a little bit. So I bet you have a little spiritual growth coming up. They're always with you. They're now part of your spiritual team. So when you're meditating or praying or hanging out with your spiritual team, just remember there's 3 more added now that you now, and they were always there, but now you can acknowledge them. Okay. So is there any message about Zach? Is there anything that she needs to know about Zach? They are not forthcoming on that. Sorry. I don't know if Zach is here or on the other side or
No, Zach's here. Yeah,
okay,
I think.
Zach's
I'm
here.
pretty sure.
Let me
Yeah.
just ask them. Let me just check in one more time, just in case. So Zach's here. Is there any relationship to Zach?
Zach is the swirly thing, she says.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. There we
Okay.
go.
You made it. You made it. Yeah. Uh-huh. All
Zach
right.
is the swirly thing.
Jack
Okay.
is the swirly thing. So, Karen, I have that you're coming into a new beginning and that this beginning is bringing you the wisdom that you need in order to highlight your gifts.
Wow.
I mean, I could read all this at the bottom, but the words right here, these are the Akashic Records cards, just so you know. And
Oh,
then this
cool.
one here is what you've forgotten. So yeah, you things are ramping up for you, Karen. They really are. Trust what you're getting for messages. And wow, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm glad you recognized that, Karen. All right. So LP and Mary, we'll see if we can get to you. We kind of have a whole bunch of questions here. I have Jan and Anya and Suzanne and Randy, Rush, Juanita, Create Love, Claire, Davy, Mary. See what I mean? So we'll see what we can do. Okay. We we'll do what we can. All right. So message from Jan's Guides, please.
So Jan's free. My heart to Jan's free. To my Jared, just could you bring these guides? Okay, show me more about that. Show me more. Okay. So as I tuned in and asked to have your angels and guides come forward, my stage looks like a path. Like the left is the past, the right is the future. And right on the side of the path, your guides put up a little shop. So you know
Ah,
the Peanuts cartoon and Lucy. Lucy has her little shop where she will give you advice.
Yes.
You know, they set that exact shop up. Okay. So this shop is on the path. Are you wanting her to go to the shop and ask for questions, or is she in the shop handing out questions, handing out answers?
Mm.
Okay. They're in the shop, and they are available for you to come on over and ask for gifts, for spiritual gifts.
Mm.
So they're saying you can go in there and ask them questions about what's going on in your life, and you will receive answers because they're saying you already paid the token. So the 5 cents that Lucy
Yeah, yeah.
demands, you've
Yeah,
already
yeah.
paid.
Okay.
But they use the word token. You've already paid the token.
Mm-hmm.
This is all available to you now. Okay. So I guess what it is saying to me is all of this, you have a lot of spiritual gifts available to you, and you may go ahead and ask for what you want. So yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull one card for you, Jan. I get the new earth. They want you to hold the vision for the new earth. I love this because I love these cards. These are called the Ascension Light Code cards, and they're from, they were channeled by Archangel Raphael. So they contain light codes in them, and messages for all of us. And this one is to hold the vision. Hold the vision for the new earth, but also hold the vision for your new life. So what it is that you might want to do as time progresses. So there you go, sweetheart. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, here's Anya. She says, what's the most important? Are you awake, Anya? I'm teasing her. Thing for her to focus on right now and moving forward.
Okay. Ooh, so Anya, this is a little different, you know. My readings tend to be all happiness and light, and they are showing me though that right now you should be very you should be working hard, nose to the grindstones. What they're saying, nose to the grindstone. Work hard, whether it's spiritually or physically. Basically, don't goof off right now. If you have a spiritual practice, attend to it. If you meditate or pray, attend to it. If you have a big project at work, attend to it. They're just there. Whatever it is, I would guess for about the next month, you really need to be nose to the grindstone.
Yes. She knows it too. She really does.
Okay, well that's what they're saying, nose to the grindstone. Okay, guides, is there any help that you can give her? Is there anything? They okay. They're just saying just remind her there's a prize at the end of the path. There's a prize. Okay.
That's awesome. Well, and I pulled a card for you, Anya, and I'm getting that you got the expect miracles cards too, and healing. So I'm getting that what it is you're supposed to have your nose to the grindstone for is a healing thing for you. And that's this card I pulled earlier. This seems to be the card of the day with an angel in front of an angel in front of an angel. And so this work that you're focusing on, which is, I'm going to just put the word orb out there, is important, and it will further your your journey, and yeah, there will be great benefit. So I'm just going to put it there. Yeah. Thank you.
When I talked about the prize, the tingles of the cosmic is just I'm still tingly about it. So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's
That's
nose to the grindstone right now.
yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, was I a nomad? Because I seem to have moved a lot in my life. Another round. What's going on now? Suzanne, you're looking at the original Nomad. There's actually a song by the band Double. Of course, you know me and my music. And it's we're urban nomads. We go from place to place. We're urban nomads. The sun is in our face. And that's what we are, Suzanne, you and I. We're urban nomads.
So I'm going to go over and talk to your Akashic Records masters about this.
All righty.
Suzanne, dear Akashic Records masters, thank you for meeting me here. Suzanne would like to know if she was a nomad in another life. Is that why she's moved so much in this life? So really quickly, they showed me a life like in about the 1800s in England, where that you were like a traveling salesman, like you sold something and you had to travel from town to town to get that done.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything else you want to show me? Other lives that where she might have been a nomad? They're showing me a life where you're actually a Bedouin nomad. So yes, you've done that. You were a woman in that life, and you're very beautiful. I mean, I can only see your eyes, but they're beautiful eyes, just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any other life that? Oh, okay. They're saying you traveled the galaxy. You haven't always been on Earth. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
That's
So
my
you come by the. Seems like you
yeah.
come by this honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's yeah. She got the travel bug.
yeah. So that is. You have a lot of flexibility, and you have seemingly it's easy for you to absorb other cultures and
Ah.
to fit into those cultures. So that's cool.
Okay. She was told she was a healer in most of my lives too. All right. So yes, and this move that you're having to make because of the situation is a time should be a time of self-reflection. And right now you're so concerned about moving and all the things that you need to do that it's very difficult for you. But it's asking you also to look at shadow aspects of the way you're feeling. I think you've felt this way before, that you've had to move quickly or you've had to go somewhere or change things fast. You have a very big uniqueness. And you're like a snowflake, and I don't mean you're flaky. I just mean you're one of a kind, because no snowflake is exactly the same as another. And that might be why you and I understand each other, because I am a definite nomad. I have lived in 11 states, and in those states I've probably moved at least 100 times, here, there, here, even if it was down the street. So I don't like moving, but I also love to travel. So it's your heart's calling, actually, I'm getting to do this, Suzanne. So that's why you feel so drawn to it. But they're telling you you've worked hard and dedicated a lot of time and energy. Take a break. Take a break. And that's not always easy to do when you're in the middle of worrying about where you're going to live. So flaky too. Oh, okay, Suzanne. Well, that's your words, not mine. Hi, Kim. We have 15 minutes and we got 9 people to still do, so I can't. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. Randy wonders, where did I meet my dragons?
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go to your Akashic Records. So you introduce me to Randy's Akashic Masters. He would like to know where he first met his dragon. I'm not sure this is what you had in mind by asking this question, but they're taking me to really long ago, like maybe 1100s, and that um, you first met your dragons in this on this earth. Now
Mm-hmm.
that's really unusual because dragons tend to be in other dimensions more than here, but they're showing me that Hmm. Okay, so this is really interesting. They're showing me that you met them clairvoyantly, that
Oh.
they were around you, they helped you, you could talk to them, but that you had to keep a tight lock on what you said back then, or you would be in big trouble. They're showing me burning at the stake. So, uh,
Ooh.
okay. Okay, so I think that you met them then, or at least that's just what they're showing me. So a long time ago, and you have been on other dimensions with them, but that was the first that they're showing me. So,
Wow. Well, Randy, I don't think I can top that one. But if you were burned at the stake, I hope it wasn't from the dragon fire.
well, I don't think they were burned at the stake. I think
Okay.
they kept a good. They ticked a lock. They didn't talk a lot about this because they
Okay.
knew what would happen.
Okay. Because they knew. Yeah, they knew.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Rush. Spiritual gifts or past lives I need to work on right now. Okay.
Okay. So my
Next, I have Juanita, then Create Love, then Claire, then Davy. You could just let me know if you're here. Juanita, I know you're here. Diana, Claire, Davy. Let me know if you're here.
life too. Um, they're showing me that you were a healer, shaman kind of person in past lives. Um, not Native American. You were more like some sort of tribal in Europe. I so okay. So they're showing you that this is all of a piece that you are very tuned into healing. You have some healing gifts, and this is something you can further develop because you've been developing it over lives before. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm getting. I hope that resonates with you.
Yeah. I get here, Rush, that you need to activate your light body. Here's the macabre again.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this. And as you can see, the macabre is in our heart center and throat and a high heart, and it's inverted. That's where the light will come in, and you will should be able to get some light codes coming in. Now, whether you can discern those light codes doesn't matter because what they're doing is they're working to activate for ascension for you, and you will be illuminated by them. And when I picked up this card, I said, "Oh, I want to have a card, not the back of a card." And I don't think I've ever had this
Wow.
card before show up. But look, you hold the key, hun. You hold the key to whatever it is that your gifts are. Make sure that you take the time to just go into yourself and maybe bring in those light codes and ask your guides, ask your angels, what do I need to do? And listen because they are the ones that will know. Yeah. Oh wow, she says that it totally makes sense, Terry, for you for
Good,
yours.
good.
That's so. Juanita is interested in being an animal communicator and wonders what she can do to become better at it.
Okay, my heart to Juanita. Juanita's guides and angels and Akashic Records masters, what can she do to become a better animal communicator? This is a little bit odd, but they're showing me that you've had lives as an animal before, and
Oh.
that it's a matter of belief. A lot of people don't believe we've ever been animals, or but they're telling you that this is a matter of belief, that you need to believe that is true, because then you can more deeply access what the animal mind and spirit is like. And so is there anything more Juanita can do to become a better animal communicator? They're showing me your hands. So what they're showing me is that one of the things you might try doing is, I guess it's kind of called psychometry, where that you put
Mm.
your hand on the animal and read it. It seems like this might work for you because they're showing me your hands and showing them putting them on animals. So not just doing it like
Mhm.
this where you're remotely doing something. Uh, it seems like maybe you might benefit from actually touching the animals as you read. So
Wow. I get an animal card. Do what you love because that's your passion, and show them the empathy. They really feel it, and say to them, "I see and I hear you." And I got to tell you what happened last night. This has never happened. I have dogs that dream and they go boop boop boop. You know, last night my older dog started at 3:30 in the morning.
oh,
And I thought something happened to her. She was having a nightmare. I had never heard a dog have a nightmare. We had to calm her down. She was just frantic. It was so sad because I've never heard her do that. And I thought, well, there's something that she's afraid of, apparently. And, she was having a bad dream. But anyway, good. Juanito, I think you can do it. And if you could take a class with an animal communicator, that would be awesome for you. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Very
So Diana says, any message from spirit on where I can serve and grow?
okay. My heart. Angels. Could you please? I think they're trying to tell me to tell you to follow your heart, to follow
Uh-huh.
what lights you up, what you care about. Because they showed me you on the stage wearing this red robe that looks it looks as if you either have a wizard's robe on or a monk's robe, but it's all red. Every red with like white stitching. And it's just all red. Okay, so tell me a little bit more. So so they're saying that I got it. They want you to follow your heart. That's why the robe is all red. Follow your heart. Follow what you want to do. They will assist you in wherever you want to grow.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Um, you can't make a bad decision. You can't, let's say you take a class on one thing and it works, or you take a class on one thing, it doesn't quite work out. You know, that's okay. It's good to be exposed to all the different kinds of
Hmm.
ways you can serve spirit. But
Wow.
but follow your heart. I think that's the whole thing. Follow your heart.
She said her heart jumped right before you started speaking. Isn't that something? So what I got for you is very interesting, Diana, because I got the Tao of Flow, and look, it's Yoda. Uh-huh. Yoda's saying, allow it to flow through because the Tao doesn't make things happen, it allows things to happen. So they're saying, allow.
Wow. I think we are frozen here. Is that chatters? Is that correct? We're frozen, right? Oh, there we
Yeah.
are.
Sorry about that, everybody. So you got the crossroads, but this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to use the principle of correspondence. So what you're doing here is you're showing through the Tao of flow how things work together in the world of the spirit. And it's making those connections, and you're going to be able to let people know how to do that. In serving them, you can show them the patterns that will remind them of where they're going and what they're doing and how this works with in tandem with this. And you can use whatever gifts you have, like Terri's doing right now. She's doing some Akashic, she's doing some mediumship, but she has integrated different skills in order to use the principle of correspondence.
And I see, Diana, that you put up, I've studied several modalities and kind of combine them into my own, and I'm trying to place them together. And I think that's why they're showing me this red witch's robe,
Wow.
this magic that you can
Yes.
do that.
The
I would
magic.
go with that. I would go with that.
And that's the principle of correspondence. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay. You can make them your own because that's what we have to do. We don't have to do everything in a
Right.
very pat way.
Right. And I just want to say, when I go to these fairs, I'm seeing more and more and more of that, where that some
Uh-huh.
people, I was beside somebody in a fair and she was reading with colors. She had
Yeah.
these color inks. She'd put them on and then read them. And it was really interesting. And she made it up. It's nobody taught her how to do it.
Yeah.
It's just something she figured
Mhm.
out.
She figured
Yeah.
it out. Yeah. And there's lots of other ways you can work magic, so to speak. So
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing. So piece them together. That's what you're meant to do, and let it flow. Okay, so we've got Claire from the UK, and she's wondering if what her spirit gifts might be in this life. Maybe you want to go to the Akash. I don't know.
Actually, I'm just going to stay on the stage here because
Okay, that's fine.
they're lining them up. It's like I'm standing eye level with it. I'm just able to see over a little bit. And I should also let people know when I say a stage, don't think of like a high school auditorium or anything. It's just like a big old flat piece of white quartz, and things appear on this. And I'm looking, and they're putting some things on the stage. Okay, so one thing that I saw right away, I saw an a bow and arrow kind of thing that looks like, is it Sagittarius or is it Aries that that symbol has the bow and
I think it's
kind of a cross?
Aquarius. I think it's.
Aquarius.
I
Whoever
think
has
so.
the crossbow, they're putting this on the
Mhm.
stage, this crossbow on the stage. So I would probably guess from that you have affinity with astrology and astrological things.
Okay.
Like my mind cannot grasp that. It's like you're speaking a foreign language to me completely. Oh,
Oh,
Sagittarius.
it is Sagittarius. Okay.
That they're saying, I think by putting this on the stage, they're saying you have access to this information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, other gifts. What other gifts does Claire have? Intuition. You're intuitive, and you can develop this further. Uh, they're showing me that you kind of know things before it happens. Like what they're showing me is like, okay, this is a terrible example, but I'm going to use it. They're showing me like if you were on a poker table and you were putting, you know how many chips to put out because you kind of know what the outcome's going to be. Um, Very interesting. So I would bet that you're a little bit like me. Like if I go to an event and there's going to be like a drawing and you have to put your name in the drawing, when I walk in through the doors, I know whether I'm going to win or not.
Mm,
You have some sort of knowing in this area. I'm not really sure what that's called other than intuition. You have some very
yeah.
strong intuition there. So
Wow.
I got
Well,
those 2 gifts. There's
you
probably
got
more.
those. Yeah. That's awesome. I get here that you do have a prophecy. You could be a prophet, which means different things to different people. But I asked specifically what, and I was told you could be an aura reader. You have the ability to see the energy field around the physical body, which helps you understand the people. You may not even know you see it, but you get that feeling when you meet them, and it's like unsettling or you feel comfortable, whatever it is, it's their aura that you're reading. It is your medicine, so to speak. And if you raise your vibration and continue to raise your vibration and focus on that vibration, you should be able to bring in some of these gifts, as time goes on. The thing is, we can't rush the gifts. And the other thing is, sometimes we can't deliberately have them come in. We have to wait. And they have to sort of, believe me, it took me 30 years because I was waiting for something to happen. And I wasn't, I studied all kinds of things and I thought, well, maybe it just isn't meant for me, but it wasn't the right time. So divine timing is going to make a difference. Yeah.
And Claire, notice what Denise Fletcher said. She said Sagittarius is known for teaching. So maybe that's
yes.
Denise is reading you right now. So
that might be. Yes. Yes. You're welcome, Claire. Thank you, hon. Davy Jones, are you here? Mary, I think you said you were here, so we'll go to you. Davy Jones, let me know if you're here. Mary is next. Mary Hernandez Walker. Jazz, you're here. Okay. Davy. Okay, you'll be next, Davy. Thanks, Jazz.
Mary, I think you have a lot of people on the other side. I'm seeing a lot of souls, people, right away, and I know your name's Hernandez, but right away I saw young women on the stage dressed in those very, very fancy dresses. I was just at a parade and there was this little I don't know, drill team, and they were dressed in those very flouncy dresses from Mexico that are all the way down long, many layers. They hold out the skirt, and I saw some of your crowd with that with those dresses on. They're really beautiful.
Wow.
Okay, so what do you want to? What do you guys want to tell Mary? So they are all like shouting out things at the same time. You got a whole crowd, not just those 2 ladies with those dresses. You got a whole crowd. They're all just shouting at you like they're just so happy to be there. They're so happy to see you. They're kind of shouting messages of keep going, keep it up, keep it up. You know, we're just so happy to see you live your life. And they just feel they're sending you freedom. That's what I think they're doing, because this feeling I'm getting is just like real freedom. Like in their eyes, you can do no wrong. They just are happy that you're here, happy that you're doing that, happy that you're participating in life. Okay, so then I noticed that one of the crowd is putting their hands out to me. They have a box in their hands. Okay, so they're trying to give you a gift. So thank you for this gift. Can you put it in my hands? Okay, so we have a box. I'm kind of feeling it. I'm gonna open the box and look inside. And there's a heart in the box. It's looking to me a little bit like a rose quartz crystal heart, but it's actually beating. It's moving, pulsating. Okay, so dear relatives of Mary, can you tell me what this gift means to Mary? What does this mean? They say, lead with your heart. Your heart is strong and true.
Hmm.
So you may have been told in your life, maybe you're a little too emotional. They're saying that is not the case. Lead with your heart. Always lead with your heart. It's strong and true.
Ah, Lisa Foster said that they just came on CNN and said Biden was dropping out of the race. He better not be. I'm
Well,
not happy.
don't take that as a given.
I know.
Because I have noticed, and my friend noticed we
They're
were talking
terrible.
last night, that
Yeah.
sometimes the news will say, so and so said this. And
Yes.
then the
And they, yeah,
actual report for them is the so and so said the exact opposite
the
of it.
opposite.
So
That's
I
very
don't
true. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So back to Mary. I have ascension timeline. Trust the process. So you are going through the ascension, and with your ascension, you are going to be given your gifts, and they're going to be available for you. I love this. It's like just trust the process, trust the timing. Whenever it's right, will happen because you are, and this is exactly what Terri said. Your gifts were lead from the heart, I believe. You're a way shower, so you're meant to be there to show others the way by awakening and living your own truth. Isn't
know.
that beautiful? I think that's so beautiful. And it segues really nice. Yeah. That's all right, Lisa. Thank you, honey. I understand. I understand. All right. Davy Jones. We have Davy Jones and we have
Yeah.
Jazz, and then we're done for the day, everybody, because we're already over an hour. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Davy Jones. I have to Davy Jones. Davy Jones tomorrow. Can we have a message for Davy? Well, this is yeah. So do you remember when I read somebody like nose to the grindstone? They're showing me something a lot like that. That it feels like in your workaday life that you are being misused, drug. They're showing me like you're like a like a skid, something that you pull something along, and there's like an old tire under there, and you've been drug, and that you're there's somehow it feels like that you're being mistreated a bit, mistreated by life, mistreated by work. I don't know, but they're just showing me that this is how you feel a lot of times, and they want you to know that that is not the case spiritually. You are spiritually safe and sound.
Yes, mistreated, he says. Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
and that they know they're with you. What they want you to do in these times where you feel very mistreated, they want you to just focus on love. Focus, just remember you are a piece of God, and everybody around you is also a piece of God. So try to be nice to those around you. Try to beam that love around, like you're a little love beacon, and that will help. But just know that your soul, everything about you is safe. Your soul is safe. You're you're safe.
Hoping for
For
justice, he says.
justice. Well, let me
Yes.
ask that question real quick. So will he receive justice? I can't tell, Davy. Sorry. It does look like, as I look at this little skid tire, you're on top of it, and it looks like you're doing just fine. You're actually look like you're doing just fine on top of that. So um, I really just don't know. When I ask the other side about justice, they just really don't care about justice very much, because a lot of times all of this is about lessons. So
Yeah. Yep.
again, look for the lesson, learn really quick, get it over with.
So what I got for you, Davy, is transfiguration. So it's taking something and moving into it and making it something else. And so if you've got some anger going on, you've got to release it, because it's not hurting them, it's hurting you. Very important. Your ancestors are saying, we are here supporting you. We know that you have been going through a rough time. Turn to us and ask us for help if you need it. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for you. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah, I
Jean.
know, Lynn. I know. Yeah. We do. We carry our anger and trauma. We do carry it. All right. So we have Jazz. May I get a message from my spirit guides for the rest of the year, working on myself and building my confidence?
Wow. I tuned into you without any of the my heart to Jazz's heart, any of that, just right away. I saw what's going on with you. And they're showing me a train. They're showing me in Japan, you can get these very fast trains. And they're showing me your journey, your like this year, you have the ease and the comfort of traveling on this train. Okay. Okay. So they're trying to say, know that we care very much about your confidence. Know that we love you deeply. These are your guides talking, that we care very much about your development, and that we are doing all we can to help you on this journey for the rest of this year in a very smooth manner, because these trains, I'm seeing this Japanese train that they go very fast, but they're very, very smooth. And so that's the thing. Just trust in the process.
Mm. Wow. So I'm getting that you have descended from a long line of healers, herbalists, and wise folks. Their ancient knowing resonates deep in your spirit. And that's if it isn't in this lifetime, it was other lifetimes. So you have got that in you to be able to access that, Jazz. And what it is, it's sacred knowledge, and you're able to impart it. I would suggest maybe if you get a chance to take an Akashic Records class, if you, or at least have an Akashic Records reading in more detail with one of our great readers here. I think there's a lot of things you could find out about your gifts and about your past, and that would help you build your confidence. I have to say one thing about confidence. Confidence is something we all have to work on, even if we feel like we've sort of taken care of that. Sometimes we feel less than, or we feel inadequate, or we feel like, oh, I'm not quite as good as I should be. I'm not as good as this. I'm not as good as this person or that person. So, yeah, you're not
That's
alone.
that's me. I
You're
mean,
not
I
alone.
in fact, Allie, when we first tuned in, she's like, "Do you have a good story for us?" I'm like, "No, unless the
Yeah.
story's about going to a practice and failing spectacularly."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody
Absolutely.
fails. Everybody has to build their confidence.
Everybody does. Everybody does. Thanks to everybody that's here. Before we leave, I'd like to just say a quick prayer for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
If he has decided to leave the race, I believe that they are all behind Kamala. And that was one of the problems. They weren't behind her to begin with. So I would,
Mhm.
if this is the truth, then I would love to see a Harris Buttigieg ticket. And that's just my personal thought, because he's fabulous. Peter's fabulous.
Mhm.
But maybe nobody's ready for a Black president and a gay vice president yet. So I don't know how that
I'm
would work.
ready.
I'm ready. I've been ready for it forever. But I do want to shout out to, or say to Archangel Raphael to um, send a lot of healing love and appreciation and gratitude for President Joe Biden and his family, and thank him for all that he has done over his long career in politics. If this is his choice and he does not feel pushed, then I will go along with it, but with a heavy heart. I believe he would have been fine for a while longer, but it's not my choice. Anyway,
Yeah.
don't like to bring politics in, but I think it's important because politics is life in a lot of ways. And I think the man needs all our prayers at this point. So thank you very much. Yeah, he has been pushed. He has been pushed. Yep.
Unfortunately, he's such a
Um,
good man.
he is a good man. That's the thing. We don't have power over this. We must take what they come up with and support it because we do not have time to argue and go forward. We have to win. Absolutely. From
Yeah.
your lips to God's ear, Mary. Yeah. It's very important. Terri, thank you for being with me today. I had a wonderful time, and I want to thank all the moderators, all the people in the chat. You are always wonderful. You have a beautiful day today, and
And
make
if I
it
could just put one thing in, if people
absolutely.
didn't get questions answered this time, I'm
Yep.
going to be on this Monday with
There you
Sunshine
go.
Jean and
Mhm.
Mark the Spirit Whisperer and Wisdom Seeker Joan on Monday at 1:30 Pacific time. And get your question in there, and
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
that's some good reading there.
It is. It really is. Oh, Jeffries said Biden would be nominee. Anyway, okay. Have a good day, everybody. Much love. Try to stay
Bye.
positive. Bye bye, everyone.